Hey guys, today I'll be demonstrating how to install some LED lights to just cheer up your look on your videos and so on. This is nothing difficult. The only thing you need to start with is obviously doing the good old cleanup. So we need to clean that stuff up and basically just get everything clean and out of the way so that you can actually start doing the installation. But first we need to do some preparation, and yeah, so as you can see on the screen is the roll of LED lights. So that's just a cheap old lights that were actually bought from literally from Chinatown. Yeah, so the first thing we have to take a look at is the AC DC adapter, and that's just the one that came with it. Just make sure that you actually buy, when you buy the roll of lights, you actually buy the AC adapter with it, and just make sure that everything fit. So if you bought it in a shop, that will be advisable just to check everything out, especially when you're in Chinatown or some cheap old shop. What I'm doing now is basically just showing you that it's this is the Chinese version of this light. So yeah, it's GRB, but it's normally RGB, so red, green and blue. And that's basically just a cut, that way you can cut it and so on. And this is the RGB control box, and that's the input where you put your little adapter plug. You'll just plug it into that input, and the other part obviously needs to go into your power source. And these, then the 4-pin, this is the little 4-pin. As you can see, there's a little arrow on the one side, on the left hand side. It might be on the right hand side, but what you need to do is just line it up so it's a male and a female plug, and you just have to plug those two into each other. And what I'm showing you now is the remote control sensor, and that's the little remote that came with the lights. That's just where the battery go in. So yeah, I will plug it in now, and then I will just demonstrate how it looks when it's on. And now I'll be switching it on. There's quite a bit of different colors, so you have different settings on it. You have the flashing mode, you have the strobe mode, you have the fade, and you have smooth. And you got some mixed colors in between. The RGB cover quite a bit of colors, so you have quite a bit of colors to play with, and to make your videos look a bit different in the background and so on. So what we'll do now is I'm basically just taking the backing tape of the double-sided tape came with the lights, the back of the LED lights. I'm just basically just press it in there. A little space in between the console and the wall. And I actually took into consideration just before I started building the console that I will have the LED strip or the lights behind it, so that's why I kept it a little bit away from the wall, and so that I can just tuck it in there. If you're not too finicky about it, yeah, you will see the lights a little bit, but that was my choice, so you don't have to do it like that. You can actually cut the wood out and just do a little recess in the wood and so on. This worked for me, and it should work for you if you're not too bothered by the look or the gap in between the console and the wall. This is where I just lay the strip down, so I'm just taking the backboard off, and that's how it look. On the edges you will have a little bit of a bump, but you don't need to worry about that. This is where I'm basically going to cut it off. So I'll be making a little mark on there with a pen. Sorry for if it's out of focus now and then, but I'll be cutting straight across that line, and that's my measurement. I'll just basically take a wooden board and a cutting knife, just a sharp cutting knife. You can even use something like maybe a sharp scissor, and then just mark it down.
And just remember that you measure twice and cut once. That's what I normally do.
Now I'm just doing the cutting, and that's perfect. And I will just remove the rest of the backing tape or the cover that's on the double-sided tape. Here you will be seeing how I'm just tucking it into the wall. So I'm basically just lifting the console in front just to tilt it a bit back and just folding it. You don't need to be scared. This version of the lights have a little bit of silicone on top of it, so it makes it a bit waterproof,
and it's just much more flexible and nice to work with.
It's the version I went with, and to be honest with you, I actually just saw that version. I was looking for the other one, but yeah, this one is good enough, and that's basically how it looked when it's tucked in. And now I'll just show you the colors. So yeah, that's pretty much how you install the lights, or how I installed my lights. You don't need to do the same. What I want to do actually in future is hang my, as you saw the bracket at the back, I'm basically going to hang my screen, and then I'll be putting another board behind it so that the screen have a little bit of light as well. But that's for a future video, and a whole other video on its own. But the main thing that I want to do is just to make my workspace look good.